Hey everyone, and welcome to Meister Tarot again. My name is Libby and love having you along. Sorry, I'm running out of room on my little table here. What I wanted to have a look at today is the world weather. Very difficult subject to look on because it is a very vague subject. Using my Lightseers Tarot, which is my family and friends tarot today. But as many of you would know, there's been some horrific tornadoes across the US very early in the season. There's also been extreme, unprecedented flooding in Australia. And Australia, in a lot of ways, the world needs to take notice. Unfortunately, I don't think even our Prime Minister's taking notice at the moment. But Australia is a bit of a canary in the coal mine in regards to climate change. The incidences taken isolated are horrific, but considered isolated. But if we look at it as a whole, over the last 2 years, just over 2 years, we have had most recently record flooding on the east coast of New South Wales with the loss of quite a few lives, flooding where historically the water may have gotten up to the bottom of the second level of the house. It is actually going over two-storey houses at the moment. We've had extreme heat wave in Perth again, longest and hottest on record. I think they had something like nearly 20 days in a row of over 35 degrees Celsius, and most of those were over 40 degrees Celsius. 110 US, somewhere around that, for literally 3 to 4 weeks in a row. It's about 3 weeks in a row, with maybe a minor break at the end of that, and then heat again. And then 2 years ago we had the, again, worst on record ever bushfires across Australia and across all of Australia. So we're a bit of a canary in the coal mine at the moment. So I just want to have a look at the weather. Don't really quite know where to start with them. I was just told to have a look. Can I please have, is this climate change? Is what is happening in Australia and the US and in the UK? They recently had, well, we would call them cyclones. In the US, they would call them hurricanes. So I think it might have been tornadoes you had. Tornadoes are on land from memory and hurricanes are at sea. So they've had hurricanes, cyclones, whatever they call them in the UK, with winds, enough to push trucks over, to push, if people fell over, they were tumbled down the street like tumbleweeds. Winds in way excess of 100 kilometres an hour, which is off the Arctic. So it's just, can you please tell me, are all these events, and in the US you had that Arctic chill come through, which I did predict, and I've predicted that the tornadoes will be worse. Can you please tell me, is this climate change? Is this climate change? Is this climate change? Just 4 cards, please. Is this climate change? Is this climate change? King of Wands. Not sure what this one's here for. We'll keep going. This is about a visionary, an empowering figure, he's got supported by the Lion of Strength, fairly casual looking figure, very assured of himself, very confident, bearing a torch of a message of, okay, I'm getting that he's bringing forward a message of strongly saying yes, if that makes sense. I was thinking of strength, but strength wasn't the right word. Ace of Swords, this is facing a new beginning, facing a truth that can no longer be denied. Don't think I need to say much on that. Yes, it will lead to loss and disappointment and loss of property, loss of life, loss of income, and then we have death and rebirth. So this is a period of major change, but it's also a period of authentic reform. If you have a look under the cowl of death there, you have the light of rebirth. And then we've got our Queen of Swords as well. So she is, doesn't pull no punches, this woman. This is about the rise of the divine feminine, surveying the realm and acknowledging what needs to be done. She is perceptive, she is wise. This is about research, this is about technology. So yes, but this is the divine feminine, and it will happen quickly. So this is, and then we've got the strength card, the line of strength that's in this as well. So this is all telling me, yes, that it is a plan needs to be made, a plan needs to be brought together on a global scale for the sake. Now this is about the past, but it is also about securing what we, and then we've got our Queen of Wands. So sorry, lost that a bit. Securing what we have. Queen of Wands to go with the King of Wands. She is bringing forward an important message. Again, self-confidence, self-aware. This is the feminine energy coming forward, and there will be choices to be made. It will lead to the movement of people, this climate change, as world events happen. You've got perfect example, east coast of New South Wales. We've got hundreds of thousands of people being displaced by floodwater at the moment, similar with the tornadoes. As these events exacerbate, people are going to make the decision that they cannot stay where they are. However, we have this Empress coming forward. She is Mother Earth. Now, Mother Earth's not cranky at us or anything like that. She is merely trying to heal. Humans, in a lot of ways, just need to get out of the way, and she will heal and she will rebalance. But this is about Mother Earth making slow and steady progress forward. In partnership, she needs us to join her in partnership as we reflect on what needs to be done. Okay, so yes, it is climate change, but we knew that. Can you tell me, please, are we going to get, I want to have a look, the US is coming into their summer. Gosh, you've had some awful wildfire seasons recently. Is the east coast of the US and Canada going to experience wildfires again this year? I think the last 2 years, 3 years. Can you tell me, please? Wildfires in the US, are they going to occur again this year? We're not going to have bushfires in Australia this year. It's too wet. However, all this rain does mean that we have massive amounts of growth, which means in 12, 24, 36 months, yes. Tell me, please. So they're going to have wildfires in the US again this year. They're going to have bad wildfires on the East Coast, US and Canada again this year, please. Please tell me, please tell me. Okay, this one's popped out at me. Nine of Cups. This is about boundaries being set. This is also about joy, finding joy. Thinking that's a no for the wildfires. I will just double check. Yes, no, wildfires on the east coast of North America this year, please. Wildfires this year, please. Wildfires on the east coast of North America this year, please. Okay, so we've got the World card. This is about achievement. This is about reaching the end and unity of diversity, but this is about reaching a goal. So and she's popped up again. However, we've got the loss. We've got the Ace of Swords. We've got the government. Okay, right. The government and rebalancing, grounding, spiritually and physically, regrounding yourself, balancing the spiritual and seeing things from a different point of view. Okay. This is about coming together, unity, acknowledgement on a world scale that this is the pinnacle. There will be boundaries being set. There will be some loss, but you've got this new beginning of wisdom by the government that will lead to a rebalancing and things being viewed from a different point of view. So what I'm seeing, oh gosh, I've got cards turned everywhere. I'm not seeing that it's going to be a massive. Short answer is no, there will be some, but I'm not seeing it on the scale of previously, and I'm seeing that the North American governments are seeing climate change for what it is and will make and are progressing to help Mother Nature, Mother Earth heal. Okay, tell me about tornadoes. We have seen the tornadoes in the US. Are they going to tell me about the tornadoes across the US? Tell me about the tornadoes across the US. Tell me about the tornadoes. Tell me about the tornadoes across the US. It's a bit scattergun, this reading. I do apologise. It is very much a scattergun subject. If you want your particular country read on, please put it in the comments below. But tornadoes in the US, only because these affect so many people so dramatically. Tornadoes in the US. Tornadoes in the US. Got a whole heap fly out there, but we'll have a look through them. 6 cards in total, which is probably what I would do anyhow. There will be assistance, the giving and receiving of help. This is telling me, yes, it is going to be required. We have the anxiety card. Again, yes, there's going to be a lot of anxiety about. However, you do have this white dove in here amongst the crows as well. But yes, You've also got this fear. This is self-imposed fear. This is self-imposed restriction, because if you have a look, the figure looking into the mirror is not bound or blindfolded, but the figure in the mirror. So there is a feeling of hopelessness in regards to this. You've got your Page of Swords, which is a light bulb moment for a lot of people. As this is a wake-up call, the beginning of a new journey. They are walking across this tightrope, but you've got this book of wisdom and you've got these light bulb moments. So what will happen will be a wake-up to a lot of people as they realise that it is affecting their comfort, their future, their health. And then we've got this retreat, self-care. So I am seeing that there's not death and destruction, seeing things from a different point of view on the base of the pack. The coming together, a call to arms and an inevitability about this, and the world. And here's your Tower moment. So there is a lot of anxiety about the tornado season this year. I had seen that it was going to start early. It was going to be extremely long. But it is very much a wake-up call. And I think that comes back to the core of what this reading was about, a wake-up call. And I was going to have a look at Europe, but I won't have a look at Europe. What I'll do is I'll get because everything at the moment that I'm drawing at the moment is very much pointing towards that this next 12 months, I'll just grab it. This next 12 months is going to be very much a collective awakening. These incidences that are happening can no longer be ignored. They cannot be any longer viewed in isolation. And there is change afoot. Now, I don't know so much about the US, but in Australia, very much so. Very much so. There is still a noisy minority that, oh no, it's not climate change, it's just normal world cycles. But the majority are going, hang on, this is not normal. This is not a normal cycle. If you look back, the deniers like to look at the charts from, over the last 40 million years or something, or billion years or whatever it is, and it's up and down and up and down, up and down. But if you look at the chart over the last, I think from memory it was around the last 40,000 years, which is about it's settled down in the last 100,000 years or so, or longer. I think it was about 1 million. And then in the last 40,000 years, the chart has been extremely stable until we have reached the Industrial Revolution, and we've got this uptick that cannot be denied. It is not normal, and with the deniers, when you point it out, they head off on another tangent, as they like to do. So they are fast becoming the minority as the world is wakening up to that this is not normal, that this is man-made, and that we need to make significant changes and get out of the way of Mother Earth for her to entwined. We are entwined. We cannot deny. We do not live in isolation. We are entwined with Mother Nature. We are entwined with the biodiversity that exists on this planet. We cannot live in isolation. We will not survive in isolation from it. So I'm just going to use my intuition cards just to give us a little bit of a story, a little bit of a guidance, a little bit of looking forward. So please tell me, in regards to climate change, where we are now, where we're headed, what we need to be aware of. Oh, that feels very calm. What we need to be aware of, where we are headed. Oops, flinging them out. I was so calm, I dropped a whole bundle. It just feels very calm going forward. Climate change going forward, please. Climate change going forward, please. Let's have a look. Go through them. Oh, well, first one out is the tree. This is my card for strength, but it's also simply a tree. It is about the strength of nature, about the strength of acknowledging nature is big. We are now aware of what we have lost, and the message is getting passed along. There is this awakening via working together. So we've got big and small. So we're realizing that we are rather insignificant. This is the people. The people are insignificant. Here we have loyalty, trust, comfort and luxury. No, no, no. Okay. If we don't do what this first row is telling us by working together and realizing that in the totality of it all, we are insignificant, we will lose this, and we will lose this comfort and loyalty and appreciation. We need to appreciate. Got communications here. This is how the message is going to get out. And sadness. So there will be messages of sadness still coming forward. There'll be a lot of confusion about what direction to take. This is the card of indulgement. We have to reassess our indulgent lifestyles, our lifestyles of excess, our lifestyles of consumption. This is about technology, but technology, trust in the technology. Trust in the technology. Bullseye. Yes, I'm right about that. And it is the divine feminine that will lead the way. We are running out of time. We have to make the leap to full illumination in regards to this for the security of our homes. We need to get mad. Freedom. Freedom out. And can you see that? Hang on, I'll lift that up slightly. So what we've got here is time. We are running out of time. We have to make that leap to full illumination in regards to our home security, our domestic security. We need to get mad at those that are demanding freedoms. The out card, I'm not quite sure what's that's there for. Oh, we need to out those that are not working in regards to this game, this end game. Okay, aliens plus, right, for those that believe. And then we've got conflict up, luxury, drop in the ocean. So we need to alienate those that want to start conflict to continue their life of luxury. We need to make them a drop in the ocean, but also every drop builds the ocean. Every one of us builds the ocean as we are intertwined. We realize we're intertwined. We are going to have this moment. It is going to be fearful. We've got the ruling, the dark clouds on an international level, but transformation. That's a bit of a story there, folks. But what I'm really getting out of that is that we are being presented with a blank slate. That is the blank card. We are being presented with a blank slate to write our future. Okay, hope you got something out of that. That's not sort of telling me much about the future other than we need to trust. We need to make greed and excessive consumption alien, which basically tells us we need to come back to sustainability. We need to come back to community and sharing and make excessiveness unpalatable. And it is basically a changing world at the moment. Oh, and what's popped out, the science will come forward very quickly, flip things on their head, celebration and unity as we come together. So yes, positive. So thank you for joining me today. We'll keep on this one, keep on this topic occasionally as we go through into the future. If you've got any questions, please let me know, either via email or in the comments below. But thank you for joining me. A bit vague, a bit all over the place, but I think we have entered an age of reckoning, an age of change, and an age of enlightenment. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.